Hello everybody, welcome to Object Oriented Programming with Java Laboratory. So in this video, I'm going to explain program number 9, that is about Java collections. Here is a program number 9, that is write a program to perform string operation using array list. So we have to use the collection array list and we have to perform these functions, that is write functions for the following. First one is append, that means add an element at the end. This is one first function. And the second function is insert at a particular index. So you have to add the element at a particular index. And the third one is search the particular element in the array list. Okay. And the fourth one is list all strings start with a given letter. So there are four functions in this. So let me go to the code. I will show you the output. Then I'll explain you the program. So here is the output. I'll compile my program, run it. Now here, already I have created one array list. 3 elements I have inserted into that. Now it is asking me enter the element to append at the end. Say I'll enter AML. Now see here, this AML is appended at the end of my array list. Now enter the position and the element to be inserted. Now if you want to insert at a particular position, give the position number. For example, I want to insert at a position 2. I'll give the position to some element like civil. I'll enter. I'll press enter. Now see here, civil is added at the position number 2. Indexing always start with 0, 0, 1, 2. So here, because the position we have given is 2 and civil is inserted at that particular position. Now enter the array element to search. Now for example, I will give ME. Now this ME is there in the list. Yes, there is a ME here and it will return me the position of that particular element. Now see here, the element found at 3. Element found at a position number 3 because 0, 1, 2, 3. So element found at a 3. Now it asking me enter the string character to print the string. So for example, I'll enter C now. It has to print CSE and civil because these two elements are starting with the character C. Now see here, I got the output CSE and civil. This is what we are expecting from the program number 9. So we will see the code. Okay. Before going to the code, I'll just explain you people a little theory about collections. Collection in Java is a framework which contains set of classes and interfaces. A collection contains many classes and interfaces, and it is a framework. That framework provides an architecture to store and manipulate a group of objects. So a collection, it is a single unit of object. You can perform operations on data by using this collection, such as searching an element, sorting the element, inserting the element, manipulating, and deletion of a element. So here is the complete structure of collection framework. So these are the 3 different collections. We have list, queue, and set. Under this, we have many classes and interfaces. So we have class called ArrayList, linked list, vector, stack. Okay, that comes under the collection list interface. And in the queue interface, we have a priority queue, DQ, and array queue, array DQ, and all. And in the set, we have hash set, linked hash set, sorted set, tree set. Okay, so this is the complete structure of collection framework. Let me talk about array list, because in the question they have asked use the array list and perform the operations. So the array list class implement the list interface. This array list belongs to the list interface. Array list class is a resizable, that means it is dynamic in nature. The difference between the normal array and the array list is normal array is a static, whereas the array list is a dynamic. We don't need to mention the size and the beginning while writing the program. Okay, so array list is found in a java.util package. So you have to import this package before you are going to use the array list, java.util package. And this is how you can create the object for any class name, that is array list, and the data type and the object name, new, ArrayList data type. Okay, this is how we can create the object for the any collections. Now, ArrayList provides so many methods. Some of the useful methods are add method. So add method is a method which is used to add an element into the list, and get method is the element which is used to get the element from the list. Set method is a method which is used to set particular element at particular position. So in the set you have to mention the index and the element you want to set. Okay, in the get you have to mention the position, that is index value you have to mention, and it will give you the element at that particular it will return the element at that particular index. So remove is used to remove the particular element, and index of is used to search whether that particular element is there or not. Size is a method which will give you the size, it will return the size of the array element. Okay, so these are the some of the useful method which we need for our program. So here is the code of our program. So I am importing this package because my array list class is there in that, and I'm creating one class called array. So here I'm creating the object for my array list. Array list of type string. This is the data type, because in the question they ask create a string data type. So I am creating the I'm passing here the string data type, and I'm creating one object called a list. So I'm creating the object for array list. So here is a function which is used to display the array list element. So here I am adding a 3 element into my array list by using a add method, and list is the object of my array list class. So list dot add csc list dot isc and me 3 element I have added it, and I'm printing it system dot out dot println list. Okay, so this is the method which is used to display the array list element. Ask in the question is the first point in the question is append at the end. Okay, now what we have to append, one element we have to append at the end, so that we should read from the user, right? Enter the element to append at the end. So I'm asking the user to enter the element, so that element I am taking here. Okay, I can take through the scanner. I have to make use of the scanner class. For that I have created one object to make use the methods which are there in the scanner class. So through this method I am accessing the next method of the scanner class. I'm reading the element I'm storing in a variable called le. Okay, so that element I am adding to the list with the help of a add method. So list dot add this particular element I'm adding. So this element will add at the end of my list. I'm printing it system dot out dot println list I'm printing. Okay, this is the first function, and the next function is insert at a particular position. The next function they are asking the question is insert at a particular position. So if you want to insert at a particular position, you should get the position from the user, and you have to get which element you want to insert. So that means you have to get the integer for the index, and you have to get the string element to insert into the array list. So I'm asking the user enter the position and the element to be inserted. I'm reading the integer. I'm putting in a variable called position ind. Then I'm reading one string, that is the element. I'm storing in an element called ele, variable called ele. Okay, so I have read the position as well as the element to be inserted. So then I'll make use of the add method. I'll make use of the add method, or you can use the set method as well. You can add it. So list data set at a given, this is a particular position and this is the element I'm printing the list. So here you can go for the set method as well. So set method is used to set the element at a particular position. So this is the second function. Now we will go for the third function. In the third function, what they have asked is search a particular given element. You have to check whether the particular element is there or not in the list. If the element is there, you have to display that element found and its position. You have to return, you have to display its position. If element is not there in the list, you should display that element not found in the list. Okay, so for that, what we want one element, right? I'm reading the element here. So which element you want to search in the array that I am reading, I'm getting from the user. So I'm storing in a variable called ARLE. Okay. So now this element I am passing to index of. So, search this element is there in the list or not. If the element is there in the list, it will return the position of that element. So index of will return the position of that element. If the element is not there in the list, the index of will return -1. Value I'm storing in a variable called in of type integer. N is equal to -1. That means what? Element is not found. So I'm printing that element not found. That means element is not there in the array list. Else, element found at you just print that particular return the position. Okay. So this is the third function. And the fourth function is you have to print the array element starting with a particular character. So now what you have to do is you have to read the character from the user, and based on that character you have to search which are the element starting with that character. Okay. If there are element in the array starting with that particular character, you have to print them. Enter the starting character of the string to print the string. So I'm reading it. The type I have used is char, and one variable I have created, and this is the scanner class object dot next dot char at. So if you want to read a one single character, you have to use a char at. I'm giving the index, so that means read only one character which is there at the 0th index. So that I am storing in this variable. Now this variable, this character, I am converting to string. So character dot to string, I converted that character into a string. I have to check, I have to see that how many element in my array are starting with that particular character. So I'll use one for loop here. For I is equal to 0, I less than list data size. Size is a method which will give you the size of the list. Okay. So I have to search all the elements, right? So now what I'll do is, if list dot get I, so that means what? Get I will give you the element at this particular index. Now what is the value of I? I value is 0. Get 0 means what? In the array list, whichever element is there at the 0th index, that is the first element, you will get here. So this get method will return that element. So element dot start with. So start with is a method. So it will check the starting character of that particular string. So start with, and whatever character you are passing is, it will check whether our string is starting with this particular character or not. If it is so, if it is this condition true, yes, it is starting with this particular character, then we are printing a system.out.println list.get I. So that means what? If this particular element, that first element of the array is starting with that particular character, we are printing it. That's it. We are printing it. Okay. So again, go back. So if it is not starting, it will not enter into the loop. It'll go to it'll increment the I value. So I less than list dot size. If condition true, enter into the loop. Again, it will take the get of I, get of 1. So that is the second element it will take. It will check whether that element is starting with a particular character. If yes, it will print, else it will go back until the condition is true. Okay, it'll search the entire array list. Okay, when this condition falls, it will come out of the loop. Okay, so this is the main method where we are calling. We have created for our class, we have created one object. By using that object, we are calling the methods. This is the program which is about collections. So here they have make use of the array list class. The same program I'll show you in Eclipse how to execute this. I'll just copy this code. I'll open the Eclipse editor. Okay, here is the Eclipse editor. I'll go to File, New. I'll take New Project. I'll give the project name, say collection. Click on Next. Finish. So here is the project. I'll right click on this. I'll go to New. Select New Class. So here I'll give the program, the class name is array L. I'll give I'll click finish. So this is the class name. So here I will paste my code. Okay, here is the program. I'll run this. Once I run this, now see here, I'm getting the list, which I have already added the element CSC, ISC, and ME. So that I'm getting it. It asking me enter the element to append at the end. I will give DC. So DC will be added to the end. Okay. Now enter the position and the element to be inserted. I'll enter the 0 position. I'll enter the element AML. Now AML is added at the position 0. Now enter the array element to search. I'll give CSC. Now it is giving me element found at a 1 because index start with 0. So where is CSC? CSC at a 1. Now it's asking me enter the starting character to be print. Now I'll give C, a string starting with the character C. So in my array list, uh, uh, the uh, the element which is starting from C is only CSC. So I'm getting only CSC. Student, I hope you understood this program. Thank you so much.